Hey everyone, and welcome back. Okay, so today I found a polyamorous pony that looks like he's ready to join ISIS. Can you fucking believe it? Well, neither could I before I watched it, so we're all gonna watch it. If I had to go through it, you have to go through it. Sorry.
How many continents are there? If you grew up in the English-speaking world, you might think that the answer is obvious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But not everyone counts continents the same way. The usual definition, that they're large land masses separated from others by oceans, is fine until you actually start to think about it, and then you run into problems.
And the same is true of sex and gender because the binary doesn't account for the variability that we find. And in that video, CGP Grey explains how different cultures define what constitutes a continent differently. And the same is true for gender.
You're gonna start with that?
Like in many African cultures, they also have a gender binary, but instead of assigning a child a gender at birth, they consider them androgynous until they've gone through their genital mutilation.
Okay, that's just horrifying, for fuck's sake.
By contrast, yet again, over in Sweden, they don't gender children at birth, but they use gender-neutral pronouns for them and simply don't assign them one and allow them to choose for themselves.
Oh wow, so you're just straight up admitting that you're making shit up. There is no such thing going on in Sweden, for fuck's sake. Even though feminism is pretty big in Sweden, and feminists probably want that to happen, that has never happened in Sweden. So you are a fucking liar.
And so you can't pin down how we determine sex or gender to just one thing.
Yes, I can. If you have a dick, you're a male. If you have a pussy, you're a female. Take it up with Darwin.
Do we do it based on genitalia?
Yeah, that's exactly what we do.
Well, some people have ambiguous genitalia.
Yeah, and some people are born without arms. What's your point?
Do we do it based on chromosomes? Well, some people have XO or XXY chromosomes.
So what? That doesn't change the norm. And I know you hate that word. That's why I used it. You're welcome.
And we should have a conversation about where we draw these lines and why, but...
And we're having that conversation right now. However, you wanting to be a female doesn't make you a fucking female. You are, of course, free to dress up in any women's clothing you want.
Having a conversation about this is how the term continues to evolve as a social construct.
Biology is not sociology.
And we can't have a conversation about it when we start it with, well, you're just mentally ill, or you're what I say you are.
Yeah, that's probably true. But if you call yourself a woman looking like that, I'm just gonna call bullshit, alright?
You don't appreciate the complexities of this issue, so you don't think it's complex. You're arguing from ignorance.
No, I'm arguing from the fact that you're making shit up to make yourself special. You pretty snowflake.
But I would again encourage you to learn. And so I will link again 2 videos in the description that explain the complexities of sex and gender.
What's so complex about male and female, asshole?
I'll even include a 3rd one that will explain why this is important.
Yeah, I'll be holding my breath for that one.
But if you're too lazy or don't have time to watch those videos, then I'll also include definitions for the words I'm about to use in the description below.
So if they're too lazy to follow your links, you're going to include more links. Wow. I guess that's what I should have expected from a retard.
And so, as it relates to me on this topic, my gender expression is almost entirely male because, you know, beard, so on. I've got some female aspects to myself as I'm growing my hair out longer now and I like pink.
Long hair and pink? And you're going to talk to me about social constructs? For fuck's sakes, you're an idiot.
My identity is female, and so those are the pronouns that I prefer.
Okay, Miss Tumblr, why don't you start off by shaving your beard off if you're such a woman?
And I primarily follow traditional female gender roles.
Yeah, that beard is so female.
Some people misunderstood that, though, and thought that what I'm saying is because I don't meet male gender roles, then, well, I must be a female.
What do you mean? You're bearded enough to join ISIS. No one will ever mistake you for being a girl, no matter how much you want it. I'm sorry.
My not meeting the gender roles was part of the discovery process, but it's not why I identify as a female.
I guess your mangina has something to do with that? Or possibly long-term exposure to Tumblr.
Just as with a straight person or a cisgendered person. You know who you are.
Well, I know I'm a straight person, but I don't know who that cis person is you always keep talking about.
The only difference between us is that I had to go through a discovery process for my gender because it was socialized into me from birth that I was something I wasn't.
Okay, I'm sorry they told you you were a girl, but you are a man, so I guess you're okay now, right?
If you appreciate that you are who you say you are, and other people should take that at face value, then you understand why you should respect the identifiers of other people.
Wow, great. I am God. I am the ruler of the universe, and you should all obey me.
Well, then should I respect someone who claims they were born on Mercury?
Well, make up your fucking mind.
The analogy doesn't follow because that concerns an objective claim, not something to do with subjectivity.
What if I told you that I don't care about your subjective claims? I only care about objectivity.
This is a subjective reality.
Hey, moron! Fucking moron! No, it's not!
It's not a physical proposition. Gender isn't determined by your genitals.
Yes, it is.
It's up here.
Oh, the invisible lizard people are up there. Okay.
It's about who you are.
We all know who we are. The question is, do you know a turnip from a space rocket? Or your own ass?
To those people who say, this is what enabled lunacy looks like, you're just mentally ill, go see a psychiatrist.
Yay, sane people?
You just make yourself look like an asshole in your ignorance.
You do realize how stupid that is, right? All mental patients say that.
Even if I did go to a psychiatrist, they would wonder why I was there, because I don't have a condition that they can treat.
Okay, so maybe you should go to a neurologist.
They don't recognize trans as a condition.
Yeah, you think?
There's sexual dysphoria, and that's not something I have.
Well, you have something, so what is it?
I don't have a mental illness.
Again, that's what all people with mental illness say.
And so your advice is useless.
Yeah, we're not giving you any advice.
And offensive.
I don't care.
You're a perfect example of how this conversation is between people who know what they're talking about.
You mean mental health professionals?
And people who are either ignorant or hateful.
Oh, you mean people who try to shake you out of your insanity?
And either way only accomplish the spreading of bigotry.
Opposing stupidity is not bigotry, you motherfucker.
I hope that helps to at least mostly clear up all the misunderstandings about how someone who looks like me can identify as a female.
No, it absolutely does not do any of that.
Mental illnesses cause you distress.
You know, there are people who think that the world is flat. They feel oppressed too.
And my only distress with being trans is the way other people are treating me.
Yeah, because I can only assume that you're parody, right?
I don't have a problem with who I am. They do.
They? You mean the aliens?
I'd highly encourage you to try understanding this complex topic before you presume to speak on it.
I understand it, and I speak on it. Happy?
Try not to be a prejudiced asshole.
But I am an asshole. Come on, don't tell me what my identity is.
Long days and pleasant nights.
That's it for this time, and I'm sure we'll remember this guy fondly the next time we see him. And I'm pretty sure you all know where we'll see this guy.